Welcome to TI DLP Products Application Overview. This is Juan Alvarez. In this video, you will have a quick view on how to enhance the displays of your major appliances with DLP technology. Let's go ahead and get started. DLP products will provide a couple of benefits for your major appliance. The first one is having a small form factor with a big display. This is helpful in a sense that the unit or the optical unit that is used for the display is going to be extremely small, and yet again you'll have a large display to work with. The second benefit is that the display can be on demand. And what this means is that whenever a visual display is required, you'll see it, but also the display can be invisible so that it doesn't intrude into the shape, form, or industrial ID that is required by the major appliance. The third benefit is free-form display. And so this gives you an idea of getting away from that rectangular shape that you may find today in your appliances. In this case, any shape or even any display, any curvature can be attained with a projection display from DLP products. And then finally, any surface, and this means that any surface within your end equipment can be used. Also, in some cases, you will want to use the existing surface, the countertop, for example, as a display surface. And so any surface can be utilized to display whatever you want to display, control panel or just user interface. In addition to these four benefits, obviously, by using DLP technology, you get an excellent image quality, including saturated colors and high contrast ratio on your displays. DLP Pico technology is spawned from DLP digital cinema technology, giving you an excellent image quality. Now let's look at a few examples on what's possible with DLP Pico technology by end equipment. The first end equipment we'll take a look is the wall-mounted air conditioning. It could also be applicable to just your standard air conditioning. The main point for this type of end equipment is that you really want to make sure that the air conditioning has a slick integrated design into the environment. And one of the things that are needed is a control panel to change temperature and provide various settings. Today, a lot of companies use a remote control for this purpose. Having said that, remote controls get lost and also does not provide the ultimate and best user interface. And so with that in mind, let's see what's possible with DLP Pico technology. At a high level, you could introduce the concept of a transparent, on-demand, attractive control panel. When the user gets towards the air conditioning system, the control panel turns on and then shows the different options. Obviously, this can be interactive. Not a lot of resolution is required for this purpose. One device that may be well suited for this is the DLP 2000, which has NHD resolution. This solution is front projection, so the optics or the projection optics will go from the end equipment towards the wall, and then it's also an ultra short throw so that you don't have to put the projection optics far away and actually can be very well integrated. So there you have it, and a beautiful on-demand control panel that is fully integrated to a wall-mounted air conditioning using DLP Pico technology. Let's transition now to a large major appliance. This is the refrigerator. Right now, there's a bit of a trend to include see-through capability where the end user can actually see inside the refrigerator without having to opening it up to maintain the cooling temperature. Also, the refrigerator itself is now having more of a smart home type of appliance where people can use that to get information and also communicate with the household. So now let's see how DLP Pico technology can enhance this end equipment. Please keep in mind that the challenge today for manufacturers is that they want to have both. They want to have a see-through refrigerator, and also they want to have some sort of a smart hub as well. And the challenge here is that if you want the smart hub, then companies have been traditionally using LCD panels, or if they opt for the see-through refrigerator, then they forego the control panel. We feel that DLP Pico technology solves this problem. Here you have a transparent, attractive display with high contrast by using rear projection. This utilizes short throw optics, and the projection goes from the refrigerator up to the window. Very likely the manufacturer will end up implementing a 1080p resolution for this type of class of product, and the part number is DLP3310. One of the key benefits here is that there are going to be no electronics on the door, and so the display can be used on demand, and when someone tries to open the door, then the display goes away entirely. So in summary, with DLP Pico technology, a manufacturer can implement a see-through refrigerator that can also serve as a hub, and by providing a transparent and attractive display onto the front of the window of the refrigerator. Now let's shift over to the cooktop. The cooktop is an appliance that typically has a small control panel, very much likely in monochromatic fashion today. And the point here is that it would be ideal to provide a beautiful control panel that goes above and beyond just one color. Let's see how DLP Pico technology helps with this challenge. With DLP Pico projection technology, we're able to have a colorful, attractive control panel. It can be on demand, meaning that it can actually be completely shut off and you won't be able to see anything except the cooktop when it be. The resolution here that could be utilized for this type of appliance could be the QHD, which is the DLP 230 GP. For this situation, we're going to be utilizing rear projection, and here's a quick look at that. So we'll have rear projection under the hood. The assumption here is that you'll have some housing as described in the picture, and the projection optics will be from the bottom of the housing facing towards the cooktop itself without intruding into the aesthetics of the cooktop that is being seen on the surface. So there you have it, cooktop with a colorful control panel that can be on demand. Now let's shift gears and let's see the combination between the microwave and the cooktop. In some cases, there's going to be some bundling going on between these two end equipment. And similarly to the cooktop by itself, the idea here is to have a display or interactive touch panel that covers the cooktop. But also for this case, we're going to utilize the fact that we have the microwave on top to be able to offer a display on the hot area. DLP Pico technology is able to add a display on the heated surface for the microwave cooktop combo. For this case, the projection optics come from the microwave itself, under the microwave, and they're projected onto the surface of the cooktop. In this case, the display can cover the heated surface. You can also have the display on the side of the cooktop to be able to have an interactive panel. The resolution for this one could range between wide XGA or 720p with a DLP 4501, or 1080p or 4K with a DLP 4710 and DLP 470TP. The optics architecture for this one is using front projection and standard throw. So in summary, for this microwave cooktop combo, we're able to attain a beautiful control panel on the cooktop with interactive capability, covering the heated surface and also possibly covering the countertop as well, to provide any level of interaction there. As an example, there was a tic-tac-toe on the picture there, but it actually could be recipes, internet, or any application that can be utilized within the kitchen. In addition, this display provides a very sanitary solution, resulting from the fact that there is not a physical display on the countertop. Now for the last example, let's take a look at the dishwasher. So one of the challenges today with manufacturers is to make the dishwasher aesthetic design seamless, so that no buttons or no LEDs or nothing are visible when the machine is operating and when there's no user interface required. So with DLP Pico technology, we can actually have an on-demand display right on the floor. This display can be used on demand depending on the cycle or the function that is being executed at the moment to display information to the end user. In terms of resolution, this can probably use an NHD display, which is a DLP 2000. For this case, this resolution is good enough to be used for simple symbols and information that can be communicated. We would be using front projection for this case, and the projection unit would come from the bottom of the dishwasher. And finally, in terms of front projection, it would be ultra short throw, given its close relation between the bottom of the refrigerator and the floor. Now that we have looked at a few examples on major appliances, let's go ahead and see how you can get started today. You can get started today by going to ti.com/DLP, where you can find all the product information available to you. Also, you can go to training.ti.com/Pico Selection to get a better idea of the products specifically that meets your needs. And finally, you can do your evaluation of the display that you have selected by going to ti.com/DLP. Specifically, you can go to ti.com/DLP99 to check out our $99 NHD evaluation module. Well, this is the end of the video. In summary, just wanted to let you know that this is a big opportunity to be able to leverage DLP Pico technology into the major appliance category with adaptable on-demand displays, resulting in innovative industrial designs and interactive control panels. Definitely, DLP can provide quite a differentiation with excellent image quality, extremely small form factors, and a very strong roadmap of products. Last, It is extremely easy to get started today. You have all the tools available for you on TIA.com: products, evaluation modules, reference design, application notes, and a wide variety of tools to help you design with our technology. In fact, there are off-the-shelf optical engines that are listed there that are in production and that can be used today. In this manner, you should be able to start your development right away and go to market as soon as possible. Thank you for your time, and we hope that we gave you some insightful information that will help you with your next generation major appliance design.